What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Stan here from Cryonoir. I've got Rob here with me, and I've also got the Germaline as well, because it's time for the R2 to get a bit of a boost.
Excuse me.
So when I built this about 3 years ago, I put the 980 in it, which was at the time the best thing available. So the Ti hadn't come out, and neither had the Titans, and then the 10 series, and all that kind of stuff. But now we are onto a new generation, and I have a RTX2070. I was decided to buy this because Rich of Review Tech said not to buy the RTX range and said that they were a waste of money and terrible, and I thought, well, if he thinks they're shit, they're probably amazing.
I generally find with Rich, if you take the opposite viewpoint to whatever he's saying, you can't
go far wrong, really.
Wrong,
So he said that it was a stupid, bad idea. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll get on that.
So thanks, Rich.
Yeah, and you know, and like, you know, it gave us Nexus, and I mean, like out of out of everyone gave us Nexus, Hardware Canucks, Linus Tech Tips, everyone, they've all said if you've got more money than any sense whatsoever, then go for a 2080 Ti, just and throw money at it. And if you have a budget and you have to work for a living and pay for food, actually the 2070 is actually a really good card. But yeah, and also because you can't really get 1080s in the UK at all anymore.
I had a look on Scan actually, like 1080 and 1080 Ti series. There's like there's one each in each category, and it's the tiny little cut down version. The entire range is completely sold
just
out.
Got rid of them, But buying like 1080s and 1080 Tis, I don't doubt you could get good savings on them. But over here in the UK, that's it. As soon as they came out, they were just like, and they don't exist anymore. We're going to do some groovy benchmarking, and then we'll get this bad boy in and see if it fits and clean out the computer for the first time in about 4 years. Okay, so we've just run Heaven benchmarker. We're getting what, 70.7, but that's on absolutely ultra, everything kicking the full billio, and we're also running 1080p because that's all this monitor will cope with. So I could have sworn I got more than that before. But
so make a note of your max and min as well, and then we've got. In fact, I'll just take a photo of that.
Oh, you take a photo of it. You do it that way. I did it the old-fashioned ways of
writing on an envelope.
Would you like to carve it on a stern tablet?
There's no ray tracing in this.
Is there ray tracing in superposition?
I doubt it. No.
Right. So
like literally the only thing with ray tracing in it is Battlefield 5.
So we're not worried about ray tracing at the moment.
So I've got Battlefield 5 free with this, and I've got it in, and I've been playing it with the 980, and I've again maxed it, despite it telling me that was not a good idea. It was not advisable, but I thought I want to do a like for like, so I absolutely maxed it, put everything on full apart from obviously ray tracing, but put 1080p at everything absolutely maxed, and I was getting around about 50 FPS and getting my ass handed to me. So now once we get this in, we'll have a look and see what we get back.
See what happens.
Oh no!
Really?
I'm just looking at your butts now.
I know, where's the... There we go.
I just killed it.
Yeah, look at that.
As soon as it just slides off.
It came with a first look.
Minging. That's the technical term. This is why you should clean out your PCs slightly more often, kids.
It's not that bad in there. It was only like a little bit,
a little bit of dust.
like a feather or whatever. So that needs to come out. That little dust bunny needs to come out. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's that bad. I mean, it's not ideal.
Okay.
But you know, I have seen worse.
That cable management will make Jay cry.
Why? It's not that bad. It all goes out the back where it's supposed to. All goes out the back where it's supposed to.
Okay.
And that goes up there where it's meant to. Yes.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
It's alright.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh. Do you know what? I mean, I'm sure it's not that bad in there. This was the one I was most concerned about, and it's not even that bad. I mean, you won't want to eat off it or anything.
Yeah, the camera's picking up all those dust bunnies.
It's literally like being in Unreal Engine. Like Unreal, if ever you watch anyone like doing Unreal Engine, they always put shitloads of dust particles in it to give it like atmosphere or whatever. Fuck it, let's just get this old bad boy out. Let's see whether or not we can just swapsy. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. If you unscrew, oh yeah. It won't come out. Just pull harder.
Phrasing. Yeah, you see, somebody's done these thumb screws up really tight. Somebody was obviously terrified when they built it that it was going to fall out. Oh my god.
Yes, check out Dan's PC build, link in the description.
It's fine. Yeah. I did a really good job. It's not let me down at all in the entire time.
Gratuitous ass shot.
Gratuitous ass shot. Hey, look, if you're focusing on my ass, man, it's your loss. Alright.
The big guns are coming out now.
The big guns, look at this.
Oh yeah.
High quality gear. And now we have a ginger cat as well. That's definitely going to make this whole process a lot easier.
Oh, both cats actually. Both cats coming to have a look.
Everything goes better with cats.
Yeah. It looks like you're working with electronics. Right, okay, so I think we should just pull out now.
Oh my god.
I don't know, you've done this before, haven't you?
Yeah.
You just pull it?
Yep. Should just pull out. In theory.
That's what she said.
Is there a tang at the end? Is there something at the end of the PCI slot that just needs to... You push it in and it latches, doesn't it?
Ah.
So there might actually be a... If you feel too much resistance, stop pulling, otherwise you'll pull the slot straight off the motherboard. Yeah, there's a latch, isn't there?
Well, I've got one latch there. Shouldn't there be a latch on both sides?
No, I think there's normally only one end. It's almost like we don't know what we're doing.
People who are actually, like I say, who are in the know, will just be like, oh my god, he's not done this, he's going to tear his motherboard.
I have seen people pull the slot straight off the motherboard, so it's possible. Because it's come out of the slot at that end.
Ah.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That's got it.
How many screws? I don't think there were that many holding it in place, but apparently so.
Right, that should
just come straight out now. There we go.
There we go.
Ooh.
GTX980 still with some stickers on. Obviously we've got to pull them off at the time.
Oh my god.
I was so excited, yeah, and I hadn't pulled them stickers off either.
That's like the point.
I know, but
The only point of buying new things is to take the...
I pulled the main ones off. I'm guessing I must have just...
Well, you should have left them on. Now it could be a collector's item in years to come.
Hardly.
Look at that. Oh, right.
So...
Just give that top a bit of a... That'll definitely not damage it at all.
No,
using the duster on a exposed PCB board.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go.
That's definitely... And blowing on it as well. That's definitely a good idea. Right, for those who are or aren't in the know, this was one hell of a card when it came out. I'm going to try and get some shots of it looking amazing. What an unboxing. It comes with the card and some foam.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
That's a premium experience right there. You get a bag with EVGA written on it though.
Seriously, like, you know, I know a lot of people treat stuff like with spider webs and everything, and you should really do, but you see, like, you know, Linus and all that, and they're holding them like this, and
I work on carpet wearing socks all the time, and literally nothing's ever died.
Nothing's ever cut. It's fine.
Wow, it's so different.
It looks. I don't think it looks anywhere near as good.
No, I think the shroud design. I've
worse.
other than the founders editions, I haven't seen what I would consider to be a good looking 20 series card yet.
No.
Transparent plastic, really?
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, I quite like it.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it doesn't matter because yours is going to be upside down and never seen, but I don't think it's an especially attractive design.
And I still got no backplate. I nearly bought the MSI one because it had a backplate on it, but then there were all the problems with the 20 series, you know, causing issues, and seen as MSI do not have the best customer service record.
No, if your card goes pop, you want to be dealing with EVGA, not MSI.
So do they spin then? Can I spin them? Oh.
It's lighter for people that care.
Weight saving is important.
Try and get some hardware Canucks style filming. Like, oh yeah, because we can do the light, we can do the...
Ooh.
Yes, the new GTX, no, the new RTX2070 with ray tracing. It's a great premium card. I'm sorry, guys. The hardware Canucks guys are amazing. They are really good. But yeah. I still think the 980 looks better.
Yeah, it does.
This is what PC building's really like. Oh,
helpful kitty. Right.
4 pussycats.
Right.
Oh God.
Shove it in there. Bad kitty.
Okay. So like I'm totally cool with this.
It's fine.
This fucking thing better be RGB. Everything needs to be RGB. Have you seen the what's it where they put RGB cables in a fucking PC?
As the owner of an RGB mouse pad, I'm not saying anything at this point.
I mean RGB, you know.
You like the RGB, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have it in RGB. I pick the colour I like and leave it there forever.
Leave it at that colour, yeah. Well, you see, that's why I ended up with the keyboard that I've got, because I got an RGB one that was causing me no end of problems, right? And I was like, why do I have an RGB one? I just put it in blue.
Yeah.
I don't bother with it, like, you know, cycling and changing colour and shit. I just literally put it in blue and then call it a day at that. So why don't I just get one with blue lights on it?
Yeah. Just throw it back together and see what happens.
Not throw it back together, rebuild it like a true professional that really knows what he's doing.
Right, I'm going to kill the additional lighting now because I don't think we need it.
Oh, what? So we get the full glory.
The full glory of the non-RGB.
Of the money shot. Full glory of the sparks, the flames, and the smoke.
I'll be disappointed if it doesn't come with that free copy of Space Invaders they promised you.
RTX2070 now with new bugs.
There we go. Let's just sort this shit out.
Yeah. The graphics card isn't lighting up. Should it light up?
I would have thought so.
Oh, hang on, we haven't plugged the bloody cables into the monitor. The monitor cable's in.
Ah, that would explain the lack of any video output there. Making the first boot a little bit less glorious. No video input.
Alright, this is
slightly concerning. It's not lighting up at all, is it?
No, I would have thought we would have lighting up.
Are the lights on the card?
I don't know. Yeah, it must light up at some point, so I don't think that's working for whatever reason.
Fun games.
I mean, it was seated alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely looking a bit odd now for some reason. That's not how it normally looks. We've also had a CPU overvolt error and a few other things, but you know, I think we're getting there. Oh!
Recovery. It looks like Windows didn't load correctly.
I think the only reason why it's doing that is because we've killed it on and off a few times, so it's just...
It's gone into something's gone wrong mode.
This is the joys of PC gaming.
It'll take a while to boot anyway because for some reason you despise SSDs. And like
I don't despise SSDs. Like, nothing wrong with SSDs.
He likes his old-fashioned hard drives. He loves those 2-minute boot times and stuff.
It's nothing to do with it's size. Here we go.
There we go.
This is a good sign.
Choose an operating system.
Windows 10.
If we must.
If we must, if we have to. As soon as we get decent gaming on Linux, then. Come on, R2, you can do it.
Oh, please wait, boom.
Boom, we have picture. We still don't have a second screen. Why do we not have a second screen?
Does that normally come on by now?
Yeah. So I think we've got everything going. I don't know particularly what the issue was. Just for some reason was playing around a little bit for some reason. We think it was just doing its first time boot because we've got both screens up and running now. So everything's going well. And I think we're happy as Laura, hopefully. And then we're gonna...
Well, we'll see.
Well, we'll see, yeah. Let's just see what we get for the benchmark.
Yeah, 80. You were getting...
I was getting 60 through there, so... Right, let's hit the benchmark. Alright, so there we go. We have the benchmark finished. And we're getting 2888. And before we got 17, so that's over 1,000.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
So you've gone from some 71 FPS.
Yeah, up to 114.
And then from 1782 to 2888.
Yeah, what was the maximum FPS on the old one?
143.3.
143, we got 253. So we've gained nearly 100 FPS as well at 1080p. On the top end. So that's a decided ass whooping. Alright, so a few more little tweaks and we've managed to get it up from 2888 up to 2935 and we've gained another 2.5 FPS through very little effort. Just like literally
very little effort for very little result.
It's better than nothing. It's still a significant result over the 980, so we'll take that. Now it's on for a bit of GTA and see what we can get out of that.
Run benchmark tests. Okay, I want to.
And then we have like literally blasted everything to its absolute max. So very high, ultra, 8 times MSAA, which is the highest, ultra. We even have fucking, where is it? Just 16 times, everything, absolutely. Right. If it'll go up, it's up, it's up.
I know we said we weren't going to run it anyway.
Alright, run benchmark test. Yeah, let's go. Watch it just fucking crap out at 16 FPS or something.
I'm not expecting it to drop south of 100 at any point.
Here we go, what are we getting?
69.
So we're still only getting 60 FPS, that is shit. 70. Why am I only getting? I would get more than that on a fucking 980.
Yeah, but not with everything absolutely cranked over. 41.
41 FPS. That's something is not right here. Something is definitely.
I must admit, I wasn't expecting it to be colossal with all those settings on. But
I was expecting more than 40 fucking FPS. Fucking 50 FPS, that's surely not.
It's not holding 60.
What the fuck? I suppose I've got all the anti-aliasing, because I didn't have anti-aliasing all the way.
8 times anti-aliasing on that alone.
Yeah, I didn't have 8 times anti-aliasing on before, did I?
And you've got all the reflection anti-aliasing and.
So we might even have to wind some settings down. We might even have to wind some settings in. That's fucking devastating. I still can't even max out GTA 5 at fucking 1080p.
Coming to an eBay listing, you've seen Dan's 2070 saying buy 2080 Ti.
So yeah, so now if you want to max out GTA 5, by the looks of it, if you want to max out GTA 5, absolutely max it out, even at 1080p, you need the 2080 Ti.
I'm not being funny, but are you being CPU bottlenecked?
No, unless after it had that fry, because it should be getting away.
That's just an anomaly.
I can't be getting CPU bottlenecked. So we're getting 120s down here. See, we're up to like the.
Well, that's weird because normally this bit would be.
Oh well, no. Normally, I've always found that the city areas are the ones with the higher FPS.
So that's more like what I'd be expecting right the way through the run there.
Yeah.
Now we've got down to.
We might have to do some fettling because this is completely unacceptable. Alright, so we've wound some of the settings back, which is a little bit disappointing, I'm not going to lie. But we've wound some of the settings back to beyond, so we're not getting like 8 or whatever, it's 16 times anti-aliasing on shit and stuff. So it's now a little bit more than I was running when I had the 980 in, so we'll just see what we're getting now. See, we're only getting like, what, 70s, 70, 80s at the beginning? Which is we've gained about, what, 20 FPS, 30 FPS on what it did last time?
That's still not well.
60, that's still nowhere near what I was expecting. What is going on? I suppose if we get into the game, then we'll have an idea, because I know what it would do. Fuck, that's more like it. That's more like what I was expecting.
It dropped a lot when the sun came up.
Further investigation is required. Sitrep. We appear to be getting the opposite performance to what we thought. That's not just to say that we're getting like bad performance or anything like that. Normally what would happen is in the towns and cities I would get sort of high frame rates, and then when you got into the forests and out into the grasslands, the frame rate would tank. And what's happening now is the exact opposite. So basically it's kind of holding fairly low in the city, but then when we actually get into the grasslands, where it used to only run sort of, I mean, yeah, it would run like sort of 40 FPS, maybe 50. We're clocking like 110s and 120s. So we're doing a bit of playing around, and we think we might actually be CPU bottlenecking. We think maybe the CPU's not running as well as it should have done, or it should be doing. And the GPU historically has sort of, you know, that's been maxed anyway. So we think potentially maybe the CPU's just not pulling as much, because during the game it was only pulling sort of 40% and 50%, whereas Rob seems to think his is usually maxed out at like 90 to 100. So we're wondering if maybe something's going on with the CPU and it's not pulling its weight, and it's being a bit lazy. But you see, I don't see why it would, because when I'm rendering a video, it normally cranks up to 100% there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't know. We're just still playing around. We're still investigating. This is the joys of PC gaming. This is what all you console peasants are missing out on. Peasants. Plug and play bullshit. So yeah, I don't really know. We did some more testing, or I did some more testing, and Rob went home and did some sort of testing on his gear. And yeah, it just doesn't seem to really make sense why we're getting the results we're getting in GTA 5. The CPU doesn't seem to want to ramp up. So initially we thought, you know, maybe it was because the CPU's just not pulling its weight, because it was only pulling sort of 40-50% utilization. So I thought, oh, we've got a problem with the CPU. So I then went into Cinebench and set that going, and it was getting blistering scores. It was getting just the same scores I was always getting. And then Rob went home and tested his, which is also, his is a 6-core, only his isn't multi-threaded. His is only, it's an i5, whereas mine's an i7, but his is like an 8th gen, and mine's only like a 5th gen. It's much older. But yeah, and we were both getting similar scores. Mine was a little bit quicker, but not a huge amount. So I get slightly more on the CPU, but he can get more FPS in GTA 5. So I have a quicker CPU, and I also have a slightly quicker GPU, but yet for some reason less FPS. And I don't know why. I don't really know why. It doesn't make any sense. So I checked with my CPU that it would actually fully boost up to its full speed, and yep, it went up to 100% in both video rendering across all 12 threads, and it went up to 100% on Cinebench as well. So that's working. So both the CPU and the GPU are happy to blitz. They just don't seem to be working together particularly well. I don't know why, but you know, never mind. It's still a big improvement on the 980, which is good. And now I've managed to double my FPS in Battlefield 5, where I was only getting sort of 45 FPS on Ultra. I'm now getting sort of 90s to 100 on Ultra as well. It's just a shame that Battlefield 5 is shit.